in general, Korean people really love to downplay how awesome Korea is. In fact, that's an understatement. Usually Korean people like to say, like, Korea is not really a nice country. I have a lot of Korean friends who always talk about moving to America or Europe or something, because in a lot of Korean people's minds, Korea is a really sad, bad country. People work too much. Shison, people are judging you, all that stuff. And while a lot of that's true, I think there's two things going on. Korean people are often missing what are the good things about Korea. And they're also missing what are the bad things about other countries, like the bad things about America, or the bad things that are in, you know, Western Europe or all of Europe, or whatever country they're dreaming of going to. Because of this, I like to play like I like to do a little test. I like to ask my Korean friends, tell me something good about Korea. And the Korean person will usually sit there and just kind of, and they have to think for a little while, and they sit there like, and then finally in the end, there's about two answers I always get. The first answer is public transportation. That's very true. Korea's public transportation, especially in Seoul, is fantastic. And the next thing, which is also fantastic, is Korea is super safe. This is a really good thing. One of the best ways you can see this is another thing I like to do, just to kind of ask Korean people, is like, what is the bad area of Seoul? Tell me the dangerous part of the city of Seoul. Or if you're in Busan, tell me the dangerous area of Busan. And a Korean person just sits there and thinks, they'll usually say two things. They'll say either there is no bad area, or Itaewon. And why is Itaewon a bad area? Oh, because there's a lot of foreigners there. Ah, I see. So it's really, I mean, that's I can't stress this enough. Living in a country with a lot of safety is really good. That's not a small thing. There's other good things about Korea. But living in a country where you're just infinitely safe is really cool. And it also leads to some kind of, to me and I think to other foreigners, it's kind of adorable that Korean people basically don't have street smarts. Street smarts is it's hard to explain, but it's basically like the ability to kind of watch out for yourself and make sure you don't get in trouble. Stay safe in case there's a dangerous area. Korean people don't have a lot of danger in the country, and I mean direct danger. Somebody's going to stab you, someone's going to beat you up and take your money. In Korea, there's not a lot of that, so there's not a lot of street smarts, and it's almost adorable. So I remember once I was at a party, and this is in America. I had never seen this in my life. This girl was wearing like a necklace, and at the bottom there was a card holder that just carried her identification, her credit card, carried everything right there just dangling on her neck. And I think for most foreigners, that's crazy, because someone could easily just steal all of your stuff. And because Korean people don't have crime in that way, a bunch of people carry these. So at that party, just to kind of prove a point, okay, this is another thing. I mean, you have to steal. So I'm not going to get into that. So just to prove a point. So we were just all drinking, and then she was talking, and I slowly came out, and I was able to steal her credit card super easily. About an hour later, we're all drunk, and I go, hey, by the way, check out this credit card. And she's shocked. How could you have gotten my credit card? How did you do that? Well, duh, you're wearing all your most valuable items in a necklace around your chest. That's crazy. When I go to especially like a poorer country or a more dangerous area, I'm constantly checking my wallet. I'm making sure all my stuff's safe so that nobody can steal it from me, or if somebody does try to steal it from me, I put money in my sock. Like, this is very common for foreigners to do when we go to a dangerous area. But since in Seoul there is no dangerous area, Korean people generally don't know about this, and it's in some ways so trusting that it's childlike and kind of adorable. It's also funny because a lot of my friends, one of my friends was going to Italy, and she was talking to me and she said, I'm planning on my trips. I'm planning where to go, and I'm going to stop in Rome, and then I'm going to go to Naples. And then she said to me, and I heard that in Italy, there are people who try to steal your wallet right out of your pocket. To me, this is hilarious because there's a word for it. It's called a pickpocket. Everyone's aware of this. I'm constantly aware of this. Like, and there's safe areas. Like, we have two modes when you're in like another city in America or even in Europe. If I'm in a big city, if I'm in Paris and I'm going to the bad area, and you can see it's the bad area because all of a sudden things get a little dirtier and more messed up, you keep a watch on your wallet. You put your wallet in your front pocket. You have your bag close to you. You get ready to go. But a lot of Korean people don't have this because you guys don't have crime. And here's the thing. It's deeper than that. So the safety is the obvious thing. But the real thing that Korea has, that America does not have, is this inherent trust in other people. This safety is just a branch of this inherent trust, which is, the inherent trust is so deep that it's in everyday actions. So what's really crazy, and this is something you don't do in America. I don't even do this in a safe area of America. So me and my friend will be at a cafe in Seoul, like a Starbucks or something. And he'll be working on his computer, going at it, and I say like, hey, let's take a 20-minute break and just walk around for 20 minutes. He says, okay, fine. He leaves his computer unguarded. He just leaves it out in the open of the Starbucks for 20 minutes. Don't do this in America, okay? We never do this in America. Even if you're in a rich neighborhood, I mean, that's almost worse, but even if you're in a rich neighborhood, we wouldn't do that because to us, it's just a stupid thing to do. I like to make this joke whenever I see a computer in a cafe with nobody at it. I always tell my Korean friend, hey, in America, we call that free computer. Because you're supposed to steal it. It's so dumb to leave a computer out like that. But in Korea, it's not, because really no one's going to steal it. So you have this awesome safety, but it's more than that, because it's this trust you have in every other human being around you in Korea. You don't have to worry about them punching you and taking your stuff, okay? But you also don't have to worry about them stealing your computer at a cafe. You don't even have to worry about, like, if I leave an expensive cell phone at a restaurant, in America, it's gonna get returned like 80 or 90% of the time. It depends on the place. But that other 10 or 20% of the time, somebody's going to just take it. And in their head, I bet a lot of them they're not like even criminals or anything, but in their head they'll think, I've got to teach this guy a lesson about being stupid. It is so dumb to leave your stuff out at a restaurant. This guy needs to learn a lesson. And it's also funny because you see this. It's funny because you see this with the subway too. Whenever I see the subway, there's a little button you press that has a gate, and some security guy can just buzz you through. So Korean people go up to the gate and they go like, I can just hear them in Korean, and they say something like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom, or I went the wrong way, so I need to cross over. I can't imagine this in America. Now, my city, I come from San Diego, and there's no subway, so I don't know how that works, but I could not imagine this in America because so many people would just abuse it. They'd think, oh, this is the way to get in there for free. Cool, I'm going to press it and just say any lie. I got to go to the bathroom. Hey, free subway rides forever. But in Korea, the security guard could just trust random people. You can trust 100% of the random people in Korea because nobody's trying to get away with that, because Korean people are just generally trusting of each other because they can be. And that's what's really good about Korea. It's the safety, but beneath that, underneath the safety, it's this thing where you can just trust your common man. There's this expression we have in English. You don't know what you got until it's gone. Which means things that you have that are really awesome, you really don't notice it until they're not there anymore. And it's not like safety is going out of Korea, but my point is, Korean people have this amazing trust and this amazing safe situation that they don't even notice. So they don't even realize how awesome and amazing it is. And when Korean people ask me, or they ask other Americans who love Korea, who even live in Korea, they ask them, why do you like Korea so much? Safety is awesome, and the trust you have in other people around you is also great. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and please leave some comments if you disagree with me or if you agree with me. That's it. Have a good day.